My name is Robert Lee. I would like to ask Dr. Niam to share with us his view. We have been talking about local farms and basically to produce food and do R&D. But there was an aspect of the local farms that you touch on about transferring technology to overseas. Now we are in the area of agriculture, food production in the center of ASEAN. Can you share with us your view about local farms doing R&D, developing technology, being a pilot farm, and then going overseas to actually produce food and bring back to Singapore? We have done that a little bit in the past. We have done it in Indonesia, we have done it a bit in Aceh, and also a bit prawn hatchery in Aceh, and also in Laos. But how do you see this as an argument of developing urban, modern farm R&D technologies that we can actually apply and actually supplement our food source from local production by developing such farms overseas? Thank you.
Yes, I think there's a lot of scope for our farms to do R&D, to build pilot farms, to apply the new technology. A case in point actually is Sky Greens, which I'm very closely associated to. Sky Greens have come up with a new farming system, vertical farming system. And we have proposed to build such larger farms in Singapore, but the government is still considering whether they will allocate some land for us to expand our farms. So what we did was, we brought this technology overseas because there was a lot of international interest in this area. People from as far away as Saudi Arabia, China, even New York, somebody came to approach us to buy our systems, right? Malaysia has interest in our systems, and therefore we can actually innovate new farming systems which can be sold overseas. For the Sky Greens case, when we have joint ventures to produce vegetables using our systems in other countries, the idea is to bring it back to Singapore. Some of it should be imported back to Singapore, because we know that if you grow vegetables using our system, then the vegetables will be safe for consumption. Clean, quality, and safe vegetables. Right? So I think there is potential in that area. Some of our factory farms, vegetable farms, they have innovated, and they probably can also be extended to other countries who needs some urban city farming.
In fact, one of the reasons I think Singapore was chosen to be the venue for the 27th Common Agricultural Conference is mainly because of the interest in urban farming. You know, in a sense, Singapore has become like a microcosm for modern urban farming. And just to set the context, you know, the UN's estimates are that about 20% of the world's food currently comes from the urban, peri-urban area. And there's a lot of interest worldwide to look at how we can actually grow more food in urban areas, not to replace the food from the countryside, but to complement it. Okay? And in the process, also derive the aesthetic, you know, benefits and so on, really, kind of thing. Yeah? But you actually raised another interesting question, which I'm not sure whether anybody else in the audience would care to comment on. And this is the role of Singapore to be an R&D hub, okay, to actually generate value, create value. For example, research on seeds. You know, the big multinational companies don't grow corn or rice. They produce seeds. And that's where the big value capture is. It's all in the genetics. And Singapore prides itself as a major R&D hub. Lots of scientists here. Yeah? So the question that often we have to ask ourselves in Singapore is, where do we play? Okay? Which part of that, basically that chain do we play, really? Unfortunately, we haven't really started doing a lot of that in Singapore. Yeah?